Puma Energy actually started in business in Ghana through the parent company, then Trafigura. It came into Ghana sometime around 2006 with the construction of the CBM, which was supposed to bring in fuels into the country through imports. And this was a BOT arrangement with the government. Since then, Puma has managed and operated and transferred this facility to the government. So far, we have the booster station that is still in function, and that is helping to boost the products that is being imported through the CBM into the markets.
So Puma Energy employs close to 195 employees today. That cuts across all our entities, Blue Ocean, BDC, and then Puma Energy being the OMC. This number of employees cuts across all departments. We are predominantly a downstream and a midstream company, so our activities are mainly within the storage, supply and distribution industry.
So we have been involved in corporate social responsibility in Ghana markets, to be specific, where we have been partaking in the education of youth, of pupils in schools with regards to road safety, and this has gone a long way to help. An example is what we did last year with the Ayalulu schools, where we were able to sensitize the kids on the need to be cautious while crossing the road, where we put together some signages before crossing the road and speed bumps, so that we can give back to the community, because we are always on the road, on the road distributing products, and for that reason we think it is a very key area where we can give back to the environment which we operate in.
Puma Energy has a group of very dynamic and passionate staff.
As a company, we are nowhere without our staff, and it is very, very key that we take this opportunity. I particularly would take this opportunity to appreciate the staff.
We are very consistent on cultural fit when it comes to the kind of people we employ. We make sure that people we employ are agile and will be able to be malleable enough to flow with the values of the business. Recently,
Ghana was awarded the Country of the Year in 2019, and this was a contribution mainly because of the input of all the staff.
At Puma Energy, we have strived over the period to improve on our benefits, whether alive or in an unfortunate incident of death. So, for example, all our employees are insured on a life cover. That ensures that in the unfortunate incident of demise or death, your dependents or your next of kin stands to benefit almost about 3 times annual salary of that employee.
We appreciate our staff a lot, and we have put together a lot of initiatives within the group and within the company to be able to compensate staff and compensate exceptional performance.
And also, same applies to permanent disability. In the event of having a major accident that would result in permanent disability, where the employee will no longer be able to work, we would ensure that that benefit also goes to the employee to take care of him or her. And in terms of our healthcare, it's also quite elaborate. We ensure that employees and their dependents have 100% cover in terms of healthcare. One fine morning, I received a phone call from my union chairman, then in KMSL, one of the entities of Puma Energy, situated at Temakbone, that one of his colleagues, whilst on leave, was attending to his personal business and unfortunately got involved in an accident and lost his life.
Daniel Agovo was a colleague worker whom I knew for the past 5 years before his untimely demise.
In fact, it was a very sad day and a very sad moment in our lives.
It gives me a blow because I was not expecting that this man will just go soon like this.
He was a very dedicated and hardworking colleague.
As for his work, he doesn't joke about it.
And I know him to be a very responsible person. Using the word responsible alone, embodify all aspects of his life.
His work was such that they are always on the sea, because he was a captain of one of the tug boats that we use. When you say tug boat, they are the small boat that we use in providing services to the bigger vessels. And he was the captain in one of those vessels, in one of those small boats.
Daniel was one of our key divers.
Anytime he comes to the office, then he's bringing his expenses that he incurred for him to be reimbursed.
Flemi Faustina, Daniel Govoni Yerenemi. Mininu waba 5. Bakwa ko school. Ete yobina ni bani mu de ofa mu de agro. Osho mu pa mu school because o pesa ko de am da cho mu ba yo no pa kese. Because yanya baby da. De ya be declare di. Obi ku osu ni mu na ya da. Ya mu kire pa mai. Ete du bebe amu ye fusa na mu de ko school. Mu de gba. Du bebe su gali na ya di ada. No, papa ni free me no ni abosanfo no ni nyama nyinya ni japade nyinya omaji free at the same omaji nyinya.
Life hasn't been easy for us. We even had to stop school for a while to come and sit at home because my mother wasn't having money. Whenever we see our friends going to school, we feel very sad. And I used to say to myself that if my father was to be alive, we wouldn't have been sitting at home by that time. We would have been in school with our mates. I want to become a journalist. So I told my father about it. And then he agreed. And then he agreed to send me to the School of Journalism when I grow up. But now he's no more. So I don't know how that dream of mine can be fulfilled without him.
As an organization and as per our policies, in the event of death of an employee, there is a set of support that should come from the business, even though he didn't die in the course of work. Daniel died interstate, and so then by law, it was for his next of kin to be the administrator of his estate. Almost a month after paying the benefit to the next of kin for the rightful disbursement, we had a call from the wife that the family is ejecting her from their current place of abode, and also the benefits that were supposed to go to the children and her, the wife, were denied them by the family. Immediately, we assembled the executives of the staff union of the KMSL and then also some management members to sit down to find a solution to this impasse. So we decided that we were going to put in place a trust fund that would ensure that the children are secured. We decided to solve their accommodation problem by purchasing a piece of land and building a house for the children as well as the surviving spouse, to ensure that if for nothing at all, they have a place to lay their heads. And the rest of the funds was supposed to be put in a trust fund to ensure that the children's education as well as their welfare was not affected in any way. Currently, we are at the roofing stage of the house, and we intend also to hand over the trust fund and its rules to the family, the immediate family.
What Puma did for our brother is so overwhelming.
When I heard that Puma came in, they said they will build a house for our brother, our friend and our colleague. It was good decision.
It's something laudable and we need to commend them for that.
This is a very commendable act, what has happened, and we, by doing this, by also supporting this as management, we want to tell staff that they are quite important to us, and we are also very, very concerned about the beneficiaries that staff leave if for any reason we lose any of our staff.
The company has left a mark, not only in the community, but in the minds of anybody who lives within the vicinity where these people live.
They took our education and then they sent us back to school. I want to thank Puma Energy for everything they've done for me and my family.
This exemplifies our energizing community vision within the group. It shows how Ghana has lived up to this particular core belief.
This is indeed what the true definition of energizing community is about. What it means is that you want the community where you operate to feel that they are part of you and part of you is given to them. The staff of Puma Energy, the lesson to us is that the company does not only just pay salaries, but the company think of after Puma as well.
It's our prayer that Puma will continue to the finished target that they have decided.
I pray that God will touch the heart of Puma Energy so that they will still come to our aid to help us, so that we can also further our education to become who we want to be in future.
What we have done so far in terms of what we are giving back to the community and what we are also doing within our staff and those that have lost loved ones is an indication that Puma cares.
Puma cares, and indeed, we care.